Hey guys, Lauren Losing here, and I am going to be doing the first of my makeup videos. So this is going to be my favorite high-end products. So basically things that you can find at Sephora, like some makeup counters, the high-end side of Ulta. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to go through pretty much every category. Some things will basically just be the formula. Some will be specific colors, so I'll go through that as I go. So then I'm going to do a separate drugstore version of this, and then I will do a haul. So these are all things that I have used for at least a little while that I know I love. I have bought some other things recently that I've only used once or twice that I really love, but I didn't want to put them into this video just because that would be really more of a haul, I guess. Even though I know I already love them, these are like tried and true things. Even if I bought them, there are still a couple things that I bought more recently, but I've used them several times and know that I love them. Okay, so I'm going to start with tools. Tools of the trade here. So this is the one that I've had for the longest, I guess. You might think that eyelash curlers are, you know, all the same. I highly disagree. So this is the Shu Uemura eyelash curler. It doesn't snag my lashes ever. It gives you a really nice curl. So they actually, I'm pretty sure they stopped making these, but you can still find them on Amazon for not like a crazy amount of money. They didn't like double the price or anything. I think, so I have this one, and I also bought a backup when they discontinued it. So I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon for like $18. The next is the NARS Ita brush. I use this to contour with. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's the best contour brush there is. Some people use, I don't know, like a thinner version of this type of brush. This is a blush brush. Some people use like a really small brush. I like this because I like the angle it gets, and then I like that you can like blend it out this way. It is a little awkward at first, maybe if you're used to using a brush with this kind of wand and this is flat, but I don't know, I actually find it really easy to use because you have a lot of control holding this kind of a wand. Alright, so next base brush. The IT brushes, the IT cosmetic brushes are just, this is a blush brush. This is the number 227 Flawless Blush brush. So this is my favorite blush brush. I also have a few other IT Cosmetics brushes. You can get them online, you can get them at Ulta. They're just super, super soft. And I love rubbing them all over my face. And then my last, like, high-end brushes. Most of my brushes are considered drugstore or drugstore price. So these, I also get at Ulta. They're the Japanesque brand. And these two are, so they are dupes for very, very popular brushes. However, they're just as expensive as their dupe, so it's just kind of funny. So this is the 835, which is the Japanesque blending brush. This is pretty much exactly the same thing as a Sigma E40. And this is the Japanesque 836, which is, I forget what they called it. They might called it their crease blending brush or something like that, and it's the same exact thing pretty much as a MAC 217. So those are my two favorite eye brushes that are high-end. Alright, oh sorry, last tool is, sorry, I'm showing you all these dirty products because I used them all today. So this is the Beauty Blender. It took me a very long time to actually buy the Beauty Blender. I bought all of their like cheap dupes, and it's true what they say. This is the best. If you want to, spend the $20 and get the actual brand name one. Don't waste your money, you know, buying the $5 ones, buying 4 different $5 ones and trying to get a good one. Just spend the $20 and use this one. It's so much better. Okay, primers. I have 2 high-end primers. I get oily, I mean, pretty much everywhere, but especially my forehead, my T-zone basically, but especially my forehead. So I like the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer. It makes you so matte. That is my favorite for that. And then this is the Littlest Baby Professional from Benefit. And I have I have a scar right here from an old piercing that's pretty deep. And I also have some pores that I don't like right on my cheeks. And this just helps with smoothing them out. It also helps with oil production, but that's what I like that for. Alright, next is foundation. I never owned a high-end foundation until recently. I always used drugstore foundation, and I actually didn't even start using foundation, except for in the past couple years. I used a Stila tinted moisturizer was the first thing that I ever used, like, to even out my complexion, and that was in high school probably, but for like 10 years I only used a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream. So this is really my first high-end foundation that I bought, and I bought it pretty recently, but I love it. It is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. It is medium to full coverage. It has like a satin finish. It's very skin-like. It's just fan-frickin-tastic. Concealer. I use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I have 5 different ones of these. I don't really like their color selection. This is light neutral. I also have light warm, which this is more of a, it's neutral, but it's more of a beigey pink undertone. Their light warm is more of a yellow, but their light warm is way lighter than their light neutral. So yeah, I end up having to like mix them sometimes, and obviously depending on if I have more of a tan or have been staying out of the sun, depends on what color I'm using. But this is my absolute favorite. Alright, let's see. Let's just keep on going with skin stuff, I guess. So for contouring, should I do that first? No. Alright, I'm going to do eyebrow products. Brows are very important. So my #1 brand for high-end is Anastasia Beverly Hills. That's pretty much the only high-end brand I use for my eyebrows. I also have a Sephora brand brow pencil that I really like the color of. I don't like the other end. Anyway, so this is the Brow Wiz, the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I have this in chocolate. I also have a soft brown and an auburn. So this has a really small mechanical pencil on one end, and it has a spoolie on the other end, so that helps you, you can brush through your brows first, apply the color really, detailed? Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Since it's so little, it's very like detailed. And then if you ever get it like a little too dark somewhere, you brush it through at the end and it makes it a lot more natural looking. Now this is not waterproof, so this is more of like a light brow product. This is the Dip Brow Pomade, and that's that way, and this is waterproof. This is the auburn color. I also have chocolate somewhere. So this is basically just a very warm brown. Yeah, this is waterproof. You only need a very, very little amount. I use basically like a little eyeliner. Yeah, eyeliner brush. to apply it, and that doesn't go anywhere. Alright, now we'll do contour stuff. So, my favorite contour products are this Lorac Pro Contour Kit. It comes with a brush, but I prefer to use my NARS brush just because this is more fluffy. The brush that it comes with is very dense. So these powders are like super pigmented, and if you put them on with a dense brush, you can, I mean, that looks pretty harsh anyway. I mean, I actually did use the deep one at the end and used that brush and put it on, but it can come off very harsh and it can be harder to blend out. So I don't know, it's a good brush, but it's not a good brush for every purpose. So there is a dark, a medium, and a light contour, and then you can't really see the color, but that is a yellow highlight, this is a more beige highlight, and this is the shimmer highlight. I never use the shimmer highlight. I'm just not a white shimmer highlight person. I like a more pigmented color for a highlight. But I use all three of these contour shades. I start with the medium on my cheeks, and then if I feel like doing a more intense contour, then I will use a little bit of the dark, and then I use the light for contouring my nose. And I also really like, actually all these colors, I use them as an eyeshadow sometimes, but especially the light one, I use it as like a transition shade in my crease for an eyeshadow. Alright, so my next favorite contour is a little more high-end. This is probably the most high-end thing that I have besides the NARS brush, and this is the Marc Jacobs, what is it called? The Light Filtering Contour Powder in number 40, which is Mirage Filter. It's their middle shade, I believe. So this has a, you can't tell as much, okay. So this has like a cool tone contour shade, and then it has a yellow tone highlight shade, and for those who don't know, yellow brightens the skin, so you put that obviously in your highlighted sections, and then the contour is like perfect, and it's not like crazy pigmented like the Lorac, which I like because it's much harder to fuck up. And it's super blendable, it's really smooth. I love this. Alright, we'll go on to bronzers. So I don't just contour. Like my contour, I like a cool color, neutral color. Bronzer, I like to warm up the skin, even though this is actually more of a neutral bronzer, but this is my favorite bronzer. My favorite multi-purpose bronzer, I guess. And this is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. As you can see, it's been well loved. It looks super light, especially in this lighting, but it's not. A lot of people I know like look at it and they're like, that's gonna be too light for me, but this is beautiful. And then this is the Tarte Park Ave Princess. They actually have a matte one and they have a shimmer one. This is the shimmer one. This is actually just like a free sample that I got from buying other Tarte products. And I do not like glitter in my blushes, in my bronzers. There are some bronzers that claim that they're shimmery and they actually have glitter in them, and I hate it. But this actually really just does have a very, very faint shimmer, and so I like that, not all over my face, but I like that like on my cheeks. Alright, so next are blushes. I probably have the most blushes here because I am a big fan. So there are certain products that I seem to go more high-end with, and then there are other products that I seem to go more drugstore with. And I think you'll notice that if you watch both videos, or even just in this video, I might be mentioning like one high-end product, which probably means I have a lot more drugstore products. But anyway, for blushes, I have a lot here for high-end. So a couple of my favorites are, so you just saw the Hoola from Benefit, and these are the Benefit boxed blushes. They have several different shades, but my favorites are, I have Rockateur, but I love Dandelion, which is just like a really neutral light pink. It's really pretty. I think I'm wearing it today. Yeah, I am. And then I really love Dallas, and Dallas is just like a very nude pink. Nude pinks are pretty much my jam for blushes lately. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. My father was calling me. I need a deep breath to deal with people today. Okay, so as I was saying, I am very much a warm tone person for my eye looks, for like eyeshadows. I am very much a cool tone person for my cheeks, which, I don't know, it's kind of funny, I guess. But yeah, nude blushes are my jam, really, so most of these that I'm going to be showing you are nudes. So this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay, and this is Exposed. This is a like 16-hour blush or a 12-hour blush. It's a long wearing blush. This is the new Too Faced Love Flush blushes. I have a few of these. This is my favorite one. It's the nudie pink one, and this is called Baby Love. And this is the new Urban Decay, I can't speak today, Afterglow 8-hour blushes, and this is their nudie pink color, and this is Video. Alright, so my highlighters, there's only 2 here. They're really the only, so these are more brands though, well, one of them, anyway. So this is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, the pressed, and this is Champagne Pop. So this is the shade that Jaclyn Hill collaborated with Becca. I also had the Rose Gold and Opal, and this is, it's expensive, but I held out for a long time without buying a Becca highlighter, and now that I have never looked back. This shit is bomb. And then the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator, and this is in the shade Gilded Honey. I also have their Ballerina shade, so they only have 2. I have both, and I love them both. Alright, so I guess we'll do eyeliner next. I really only have one favorite high-end eyeliner. I am usually a drugstore eyeliner gal. This is the Marc Jacobs Highliner in Black Her. It's the black shade. This shit is not going anywhere. It is so creamy, but once it sets, it is super waterproof. It's amazing. There's that, and I love the packaging. I love the silver. Okay, so that's my only eyeliner. Let's get to mascaras. So my favorite, I could have brought out 10 favorite mascaras, but my top 2 upper lash mascaras, because I very, very rarely use the same mascara on my upper and lower lashes. Sorry, that's a little high maintenance, but I want different things. So my upper lashes, I want volume and length, and my lower lashes, I guess I want volume and length too, but I more so usually want length, and just my eyes are really small and my cheeks come up high, so the big wands don't work too well on my lower lashes. So this is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is one of my favorite top lash mascaras. And then the Tarte Lights Camera Flashes mascara. So like I said, I have so many favorite mascaras, but these are pretty much my top 2. And then for lower lash mascaras, I also, for lower lash, like 99% of the time use waterproof, because since my cheeks do tend to touch my lashes, I don't like getting, like, obviously the smudginess underneath, so I want it to be waterproof. So this is the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. It has like a super little tiny short wand. And this is water resistant. And even though this is high end, this is only $10, $10.50. So it's pretty cheap. And then this is the It Cosmetics Tightline Mascara. And this has a really long, thin wand, like super thin. So this is really more lengthening, and that is kind of lengthening and volumizing. I know that NYX makes a dupe for this that is very inexpensive, but since I had this, I bought this before I knew that NYX made a dupe, or maybe it was even before NYX started making it, so I haven't tried the NYX version. Alright, eyeshadows and lips next, and then we're done. Alright, so my favorite, I tend to buy a good amount of single eyeshadows, but I prefer to buy palettes. They're so much more convenient. So one of my favorite palettes is the Lorac Unzipped palette. This is the color scheme that I tend to go for. So I really like shimmers, I like metallics, but I also like warm shades, I like gold shades. So this is what I tend to go for. So these are really Okay, so these are really pigmented. They do kick up a good amount of product when you put your brush in it, which some people get annoyed with, but I don't know, it doesn't really bother me. I love them. And then, so actually what these are stored in is one of my favorites. So this is the Z palette. When you get palettes in a pan, which, you know, a lot of people don't like to buy them because they don't have a Z palette. So Z palettes come magnetized. Most pans will come magnetized, but when you buy a Z palette, it comes with magnets in case your pans are not magnetized. And it's just so much easier to store them this way. So much less bulky. So these, as you can tell, this is well loved. So these bottom two are Stila eyeshadows, but the rest are Makeup Forever eyeshadows, and they are pretty much my favorite high-end eyeshadow formula. I love them. And if you buy them in a pan, so Makeup Forever actually only comes in a pan, but some shadows you have the option of buying them in a pan or in a compact, and if you buy them in a pan, they're usually cheaper. So get yourself a Z palette, buy pans, make your own palettes. Alright, last stuff, lip products. So like eyeliners, I tend to go for drugstore lip products. Also, 90% of the time, I am just using a lip liner, lining my lips, filling it in, and going it over with a gloss. So these are my these are my favorite, and some of my only, high-end lip products. So my favorite lip liner that's high-end is the Too Faced Perfect Lips lip liners. I have Perfect Nude and Perfect Spice, so it's pretty much self-explanatory. This is the Perfect Nude, and the Perfect Spice is pretty much just a deeper nude. This is the Buxom, it's called a lip foundation. So this comes in, I think, 6 different colors, and there are 6 different nudes from very light to dark. And this is, I believe, the middle color. So this is Undressed. Nude lips are my jam. I mean, purples. I don't have this one in my favorites because this is my first time using it, but if anyone is interested, it is the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in Suspiria. I also have ColourPop Ultra Matte Liquid Lipstick underneath it in Zipper. It was starting to flake, that's why I put the Kat Von D on top. Okay. Alright, last 2 products. So this is Bite Beauty lipstick. So this is actually my newer one, but I brought it in because I love their formula. So they are like they're made of like 97% natural products or something like that. You can get them at Sephora, and I just love vampy lips. So like I was saying, I like nudes, I like purples, and then in the fall, I really like dark vampy lips. So this is from their new like berry lips line, and this is the color Elderberry. And then I really like this. Like I said, I usually don't like glitter in general, unless like you're packing glitter on the lid to do like a really cool eyeshadow look. I don't like glitter in my lipsticks. I don't like glitter in my cheek products, my bronzer, not even in my highlight. I just like a shimmer or a sheen. So this is a really cool, this is the same thing. There's like a iridescence to this lipstick. It's sheer iridescence, and it's from Lipstick Queen. They sell this at Ulta. And this is the color Float. So they basically have this little series that is based on a butterfly. So you know how some butterfly wings have that like iridescence to it? That's what this does. I wish I could show you guys swatches, but this video and you know my camera, which is my iPhone, isn't really set up for swatches, so you're not going to be able to see like the definition of it. But trust me, this is good. I love it. Alright guys, that was my favorite Holy Grail, I guess, ride or die high-end products. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully this video uploads and there's no issues, and still to come will be drugstore products, and I'll try to do a beauty haul soon. I'm probably gonna have to split up beauty hauls into different sections as well, like maybe an Ulta one, a Sephora one, and an online one, because I have bought a lot of products obviously in the past, even in the past few months, that I've either only used once or twice or haven't even used yet. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time.